All right, all right. Check this out. A whole new year, and welcome back to the Spin That Back show. It's the first show of the new year, 2024, January 13th. Just so y'all know, this is that Spin That Back show. And this is what we do. We spin that back. We talk about old school hip hop on here. And it's a couple of days before Martin Luther King's birthday, so we want to send a shout out to Martin Luther King. The holidays are Monday, and this is the King week. I always take the week off of a vacation for my birthday. My birthday is Wednesday. Yes, finna be 51. Salute to me. Hip hop is 51, and I'm 51 too. So it is 50. Hip hop is about to be 51 this year, according to whoever. But it is where it is. So me and hip hop was born in the same time frame. So I am hip hop. But either way, what's going on, Mr. Nice Guy?
Oh man, just getting it on, moving on with the next thing. So hey, you bring up a great point. This is the 3-day weekend. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King for the great things that he's done for humanity and us in particular. But yes, I'm definitely gonna be getting my barbecue on. So that's what's up.
Oh, you getting your barbecue on?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a whole nother day. I know I got stuff in the deep freezer. What's happening there, brother Floyd X? Yeah, it's going down. I'm gonna have to do some seasoning today, so I can. You know what? No, I take that back. I'll do some seasoning Sunday to do some grilling Monday, because I guess tomorrow's gonna be the football game and that show, Sunday school pregame thing that we got going on Focus Up Network, Sunday 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. What up? What up? How y'all doing today, brothers? How y'all doing?
Good.
Chilling.
What's that?
Yeah, we was wondering what walk was. Walk running, walk hiding. I sent him a link.
Yeah.
I sent it to him late though, so I apologize about that. I forgot that he,
Yeah, I sent them the link earlier today. I sent them both of them. He got 2 email addresses. I sent them both of them. But he probably traveling right now. Yeah, he probably traveling.
Yeah, he probably a little tied up. He's a little tired.
Okay, so that I'll take that as a concession to our argument.
So like I say, we got a show for y'all today. We got a couple of topics we're gonna run through today, but the first one we're gonna talk about is rap songs that made you laugh. And speaking on that, I was just listening to in between the shows the Rodney Dangerfield rapping Rodney.
Yeah. Rapping Rodney. I remember that.
That boy, he said, that man said, as a kid, he had no fun. He went to a dog show and he won. That's just an example of songs that made you laugh. But me and my brother was talking yesterday. We was talking about NWA and Dope Man. Every line in Dope Man was funny to me, kind of, Popping that track might get you upped up.
Okay.
And you ain't nothing but a dope man's bitch. You know what I'm saying? All these lines and stuff. All that stuff was funny. The Dope Man was it was a song that made me laugh. And it was actually some real stuff. The reason why it made you laugh was because everything he was saying was kind of like real. You can go outside and see this type of stuff going on. So that's what was so funny about it to me.
Man.
Yeah, when I think about the songs that made me laugh, I think of stuff like LaToya, Just Ice, obviously all the stuff with Slick Rick. Literally. You talking about going back to the show, Lottie Dottie. But even on his album where he's talking about, treat her like a prostitute,
Hell yeah.
he is a master storyteller, but he's hilarious. So, there was a lot of that. And of course, Biz, picking boogers. Biz is always that dude. So, there's a few out there, but yeah.
I remember when Bobby Jimmy first hit on K-Day days. I used to love some Bobby Jimmy, man. The roaches, look at all these roaches to run. I used to love Bobby Jimmy shit, man. He was hilarious.
Bobby Jimmy was a Weird Al of hip hop and R&B, because he made the R&B stuff too. Somebody farted and hair, weave. Hey, it was a EP or I don't know if it was a regular like a single or EP. But remember New York, LA rappers, LA, New York rappers, wherever. Remember when you was talking about Sleazy E, rocking nonstop, eating
Oh
cereal.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did like a whole. Yeah, he went like that was like sort of like a whole mega mix of a bunch of songs that he was mocking. But yeah, that's going back to the original K-Day. So Bobby Jimmy and was it who's the actual dude that was doing it?
Russ Parr.
Yeah, I was gonna say Russ Parr, but
Russ Parr.
that's like old school, like Los Angeles, hip hop. That was that dude. But he had a bunch of them, sort of like you're right. He was the Al, the weirdo Al Yankovic, a rap back in the day.
Yeah. Let me spin this back real quick to let y'all know. Russ Parr was a DJ for K-Day. K-Day was the first hip hop radio station in LA. I don't know if in the whole country, but they played nothing but hip hop all day long, 24/7. And he was one of the DJs up in there. But he actually made some parody records and stuff, and they was actually funny. Go back and look at Bobby Jimmy and the Critters.
Hey, sorry to jump in, but it just occurred to me. He had one in that line in there. He said, "Somebody told me I could sing and rhyme, and I want to do the shit all."
Yeah.
Talking about Mix Master Space, Show Shine, Body Rock.
Dude, man,
like Baby Shop, Body Rock.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, sorry to jump in, but that's a funny line, man.
And he's talking about EPMD. Yeah, welcome to McDonald's.
Exactly.
I'm froze over here.
Oh, you froze, but yeah, you sound good. But, you actually got a good frozen picture, so you can rock with it. But he went after everybody, but it was funny. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like How to Rob where people like really got upset about it, but But hey, that was a funny song too, by the way.
Like I say, he was a DJ, so you couldn't really get too mad at him because you wanted him to play your records too. So it is where it is. Yeah, but everybody, he took that lightheartedly. It was cool. It wasn't like when Shantae had went off on the Big Bad Mama or whatever it was called. When she started going at people, and that was funny Mama. Too. That was funny when she talked about.
It was funny. Yeah.
When she said, "Yo, stumping into the '90s, you need to stump your ass down to Jack LaLanne."
Who is that? Who's that?
That was Roxanne Shante. She did that song "Bad Mama" that Granddaddy IU wrote for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, like the dude that ran it. I got sorry for Fly Tie, Tyrone, whatever. He had told him, he gave him a list of female names, and he said, "I want you to make a song dissing all of these," and that's what he handed to Shante, and she cut bone to the bone, but yeah.
Yeah, she went after all the female rappers at the time. And she was just cutting them up, though. Yeah,
that's cool. Did y'all remember the rapping Duke? Did y'all speak on that one? The ha. I still don't know what he looked. I don't know if he was black or white or what.
Oh yeah, so he was basically doing like a play on John Wayne, the Duke. Yeah. But even Biggie made a reference to him. The rapping Duke, the ha. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. I used to like that shit. Was what's the dude? Damn, what's that dude name? That the singer the Double Dutch Bus. Was that considered rap?
I think that was rap. Yeah, but I mean, was that really funny? I mean, he was doing some weird stuff, but that was like a legitimate song, But yeah, because if you see him performing, this dude's wearing a cowboy outfit.
Yeah, with that big ass mustache and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I never even seen dude. I never saw the video.
Oh man, yeah, I'm telling you, it's just when you see him, you're like, oh, so you were just like joking the whole time. It's not a real song.
It's a kizoo. He says some good shit. Yeah, I thought that was comedy rap. We used to love that shit.
Yeah, but it's a classic song, though. It's a classic song. Just the whole voice that he was doing, everything about it was really contrived. But I mean, I took it seriously back in the day. But yeah, no. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, are y'all hip to MC Choice?
MC Choice. I remember the name.
We just talked about
Choice MC. I don't know if it's Choice MC or MC Choice.
Okay, now y'all said she was out of Dallas or Texas or something, out of Houston.
She was out of Houston. I know she was out of Texas. She was on Rap a Lot.
Okay, yeah, I remember the name, but I don't think I too much listened to it.
But she made a rap song, and she was talking about the rappers and stuff like Eazy-E and Too Short and a whole lot of rappers, and she was going off. She was off. It was, I forgot the name of the song. Y'all gotta go look it up. But she was going off, and she was talking about Too Short. Said you got a Kool-Aid jug head or something. She said she was going off, bruh. Funny. But I'm gonna tell you this: when I first heard the Far Side, it wasn't Your Mama that had me laughing. That wasn't the one. It was a song called For Better or For Worse. When Fat Lip come in and he started talking to the girl on the phone, it was the funniest shit I ever heard in my life.
I don't think I ever heard that one.
Yeah, you need to go check it out, bro. It's called For Better or For Worse. It's the last verse. It's comedy. The girls
Hey,
like
on that note, yeah. So check that out. But he done skipped over Your Mama. That's like a classic song.
Oh,
I mean,
Your Mama.
it's so dope. I mean,
right.
just
You talking about another song, bro? That's an
you
old.
talking about a different song.
Oh,
We're
that's
talking
not the
about
same thing.
It's not the same.
The Far Side. They did a song called not the Far. Yeah, it was the Far Side.
Yeah,
Your Mama. It was like Your Mama got a peg leg with a wish, with the kickstand and all that stuff. And that was, I mean, this was like a good life, like sort of like coming to the mainstream type thing. And I mean, it is a banging dope ass song, but it's hilarious. And I mean, they got a part where they do like the whole harmonizing of it. I mean, that song is a great all-time song. But yeah, that's dope. You gotta check out Your Mama by The Far Side. Great. Okay. That was their first song, really. That was their first hit.
Wow.
Okay. That song you just brought up though, Your Mama. That's right. I said Your Mama. I forgot about that, bro. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh. Your Mama. That was a classic. Everybody was saying that at school.
Man, I gotta go look that one up.
He's about to pull it up. Any song that's about your mama is pretty much gonna be one of them songs.
Oh yeah.
That was just the one thing. That was the one thing that everybody joke about, but that was the one thing that could lead to a fight. But
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about
Oh, Your Mama. Dum, dum, dum.
And we gotta definitely make reference to Eminem, because everything he says is kind of, to me, is like comedy. Now, if y'all haven't checked this out yet, I told y'all before, check out this song called Rain Man from Eminem. It's funny as hell to me. Rain.
Okay.
Do not recall, but I'll put it on the list. No, that dude is a clever dude. He's just, and I remember, I know that D Barnes definitely didn't like the little reference line in Guilty Conscience, but I mean, I remember when I first heard that, I thought like that was hilarious, But
that was a good ass song too.
Yeah, and it's a dope song. That song is a banger. That was really the coming out song for me, where I embraced him as like an artist, because I knew that he was that dude as far as like the battle rapper and all this other stuff. But that's a song that came together in a dope way. That
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, you got Dr. Dre producing, so you can't really lose with that.
Now, was the Fat Boys considered comedy rap?
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Oh yeah. Hey, my nuts. They definitely did that. I mean, in a sense, almost all of their stuff they played it because they were a serious rap group.
But it was tight, dude.
But they was like, let's rock with the Fat Boys and let's just go all into it. So pretty much all of that stuff. In Jail, all that stuff.
One of my favorite songs, All You Can Eat.
Yeah,
I used to love that shit. Oh, you can eat. That shit was funny as hell to me, man.
Yeah, they took over Crush Groove. I mean, they really did. They stole the show.
Oh, you can eat. Fat Boys. That's funny.
Did you consider Run DMC "You Be Illin" like a comedy song?
I would think so.
It was. Yeah, it was. I mean, Kentucky Fried. Yeah,
get my Kentucky Fried. Yeah.
So that was one. Shoot, I mean, let me think. So I already said Biz. Well, I mean, even the Fresh Prince. I mean, when he first came out with "Girls in the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble," that was a banger. That was a dope song. But I mean, just the whole everything that he went through, with the Mr. T dudes, and
I think I could beat Mike Tyson. He had a gang of them.
Parents just don't understand. Come on now.
Yeah, he leaned into that. Yeah, he leaned into that. So he made a great career out of it. So salute to the Fresh Prince.
That's how you guys television role from all those little parody songs and everything. So yeah. And you know what? I was getting ready to say, give it up to Will Smith. You know, spin that back, man.
I'm telling you, man.
He's a great
we
rapper
support him.
and a great actor. Let me give two from that back.
We support him, and the Focus Up Network is Team Will Smith. So we support that brother.
Word, real talk. I was to say, I forgot who I was gonna mention. That's comedy rap. I think it's comedy rap. Damn, I lost it. It's right here. It'll come back to me.
Ludacris. I think he made some songs, especially his videos.
Oh yeah. I think Ludacris.
Oh yeah, that whole video move. You know, when somebody move like that, he's all sitting there with the face and all the legs dancing and stuff like that. So yeah, he leans into it. That's another dope ass rapper. But he did his thing there.
And I think he kind of got his style from Redman though, because when you listen to Rated R, when I first heard Rated R, I was rolling too. You know, where he's talking about Chucky and all the horror movies and stuff. I had a fight with Chuck, the punk motherfucker, tried to stab me in the gut, so I dazed him with an uppercut. All that old stuff.
You consider Redman comedy rap?
Man, some of the stuff he said. If you see a bag of weed on the floor, what the fuck you gonna do? Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Yes, it's coming. That made me laugh.
Oh no, he got a song that's not too long ago that he did recently called "Slap the Shit Out of You."
Yeah.
Have you seen that video?
I saw that.
He's hilarious. He's dope. He's everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I was like, would y'all consider Kid and Play comedy rap?
I took them seriously. I don't think that I can't think of nothing. They were like comedy on the screen, but I can't even think of a single song where they were doing comedy. I took them as a serious ass group.
Okay. Shit.
I did. I didn't like them.
You didn't like them? I used to like Kid.
Really like them. I didn't like all that dancing and stuff. I wasn't no dancer, so I couldn't really get into Kid and Play.
Yeah, last night.
That's the song I was thinking about as far as comedy. It was funny to me that last night.
It's a story. Pretty much whenever you're gonna go in a story, that's where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was they played it like that. Again, that was like a serious ass song though, even though it may have had some comic elements. And then you're talking about "Do It's My Way." That was the next single that they dropped. Serious song. That's where they really introduced us to the Kid and Play kick step. And then my favorite Kid and Play song of all time is "Getting Funky."
Hell yeah!
I'm telling you, when this song dropped, it was over. I mean, it was it. I mean, and I remember them dancing to it at Hamilton.
Oh, baby, hell yeah, that was the shit, boy.
Getting funky,
man.
That's my joint. And check it out. There's a video for it. So it's I went to the hip hop museum. And they had literally like one of Eminem's like rhymes, like his handwritten rhymes. And that's how you know he's a genius, because it looked like a serial killer. He wasn't just writing like lines straight. Everything was different this way, this way, this way. They were like all type of craziness. And they had on loop Getting Funky video.
Now where's the hip hop museum at?
It was like, I don't know if it's still up there, but it was over there by LA Live, by the Staples Center. It was something that was going on. So I don't know if it was like an event that was going for a period of time.
Traveling museum or something
like that. I don't know, but I remember me and my father, I don't know, when we were downtown for something, I was like, wait a second, we need to check this out. And I just remember that they had Getting Funky on loop. They just had it on a video. They had a TV, a monitor, the video, whatever, and they just kept playing it on loop. And I thought, man, that's dope.
I know Two Live Crew was nasty, but I thought they was comedy too. Some of their stories was funny.
Yes.
They're definitely comedy. Well, they lean into it. Pretty much whenever you're telling a story or just acting a fool, you're gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, let me say this. The beginning of Easy Does It, the album, how it starts off dun 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 with the Parliament music and everything. You hear the lady in the background, give me back my purse, give me back my purse, and all that old stuff. Then you got the DOC and Ice Cube talking like old men. I know the boy, you're from Compton, Michigan.
That was comedy. That was comedy.
Hey, what's that song that they got where they singing on that album? Where they, Automobile. I mean, that's
Easy.
That's not a serious song at all. That's literally just everything about it. The fact that they're singing, they're laying out for it. So they did.
Well, Automobile is actually an old song from Parliament too. It's an old Parliament song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And what's that? The other song, 'the one, the F song? Is that the name of it?
Yeah,
What's the other song? The other song, 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 the other song Easy E.
Oh, I'd rather F you.
I'd rather
Ooh,
F you. Yeah, that was comedy. Shit.
Right.
Just don't bite it.
Yeah.
You know, just
Take it
don't
from
bite it.
Boosie. I'd rather be with you. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
That was an Easy E song.
Yeah.
that was NWA. I think
That was NWA.
that was on like either 100 Miles of Running or Niggas for Life. One of those
Okay.
guys. I think it was on Niggas for Life.
Said it wrong. It's not. It's E feels like him.
Yeah.
Fell backwards.
E feels like him.
Hey, and that's fact. Yeah, it was comedy. But all they little skits and stuff was kind of funny and stuff too, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Dr. Dre's got one skit that might be the most famous skit ever.
The
That's the
$20,000
D's Nut.
pyramid.
The D's Nut. No, the D's Nuts. Most everybody got that from that skit, you know. Yep. So yeah, that's a big thing.
Hey,
so.
what's McCullough called you? Who? These nuts.
It's funny because you can say that today, people still don't
I'm telling you, that's where most people start. You know, when they think about where it started, at least where they heard it from, it was from that skit. So I mean, they literally had a presidential candidate. You know, it was on the news where it was like, you know,
I saw that. I saw that. They're like, who?
These nuts. Yeah, and it was like, oh no.
Word. That's funny, man.
Yep. Yeah, so.
I think even on South Park they did that. So Easy NWA, like I say, NWA was probably one of the most influential groups for me because they was speaking that real stuff. They was comedy. They was just everything to me in hip hop. So that's when hip hop came to fruition for me. You know, that's when I really jumped into it, and my whole life kind of changed because of listening to them because they went everywhere with it. So, you know, we just talking about songs that, you know, made you laugh when you heard them for the first time, or even when you hear it now. You know, some of these songs, you know, you throw them on, especially if you throw on some Bobby Jimmy. If you never heard Bobby Jimmy, go throw on some Bobby Jimmy. I guarantee you will laugh. Guarantee.
Do y'all consider
Schoolie D had a song called Saturday Night, and I mean, there was a line that was so funny to me that I had to use it like as a hook for a song. But I mean, you know, I ain't gonna get into the details of it. It's not very politically correct now, but it was suffice it to say it was a rather large woman that was in his house that he woke up with, and she disrespected his mom.
I don't remember.
He's like, you know, she's like she said the chick jump up with no respect. I had to put the big bitch in check.
That's funny. That go back to Easy. He got that song Fat Girl. Yeah. I got a fat girl. Oh my jock. Fat girl. Oh my jock. That was funny too.
There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of people that went to those places. I mean, you know, and the thing about it is nowadays, now I think about it, you know, stuff is way more serious. I mean, they're so much concerned with being swag and cool and stuff like that. They don't really have that much diversity for all that sort of like reaching, you know, sticking your neck out for the sake of something funny and taking that risk. But, you know.
Okay. Now, what about, do y'all consider Flavor Flav to be comedy rap?
You know what? I'll say this. 911 is a joke, was a real serious song, but it was funny.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I ain't got nothing for you, man. That's comedy. That is a banger. I love that song. Now I was like, you know, he had a whole different flow on it and everything. Yep. It was like, So, you know.
Yeah, Cole with flavor.
Cole with flavor. I think he's comedy, but he still had a message in the songs.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like Flavor Flav.
Hey, Willie D was really serious. Like read these Nikes. That was funny to me, though, especially the
I think he had comedy in this shit too. All headed hoes. Come on, man. That's comedy. A well-fed chick.
Spin that stack.
Yeah, he had comedy in this shit, man. Well-fed hoes.
Songs that made you laugh. Coolio, County Line.
Oh, hell yeah. Coolio was funny. I used to like Coolio shit. Yep. Coolio's
I had that problem with him, but yeah, you know.
Let's talk about it.
No, that was that situation where he broke my homeboy's record, you know, DJ Rob 1.
Hold on.
Shout out
That's
to
a nice
R&B
guy.
DJ Rob One.
That's a nice guy.
What
Hold
was-
on.
Oh, you
Yeah,
told
exactly.
okay, you
But
didn't tell us.
hey, God bless that brother. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's why.
Well, let's say it again. Coolio was from Compton.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Hey,
Honestly, I thought the record that he was playing was Ultramagnetic. I thought he played. I was told he was playing an Ultramagnetic record, and I thought he broke it up. That's why I was upset. But now that I found out that he was actually playing Fuck Compton, I can understand it. That's different. But I was extremely upset at the time. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't step to that, brother, because you probably be here today. So you know what I'm saying. Let's spin that one back too. Anyway, so we got enough of that. Like I say, recommendation: go listen to some Bobby Jimmy. Okay, that's what the take is from here. All right, so then we did have another topic up here we wanted to speak on today. Mr. Walk had brought this up. He's not here today, but we still gonna talk about it anyway. Who is the greatest rapper of all time? Great question. Anybody got anything to say about any of this?
I don't know if I want to go first on this.
Let me go first then.
I
think if you go, it depends on what we talking about. Impact. Like for me, LL Cool J was like one of the first names. When y'all brought this subject to me, the first name that come to mind to me was LL Cool J. When he came out, I was like, wow, he coming, because Run DMC was doing that shit, and then LL, he was the new era. Okay, this is something new here. When he started coming, I was like, wow, I was amazed by what LL was doing, man. That was a great rapping to me, the shit he was doing.
Yeah,
like I said, go ahead, bro.
I was saying, to me, he definitely deserves that consideration. And for a long stretch of time, it probably wasn't even just a debate. I mean, and that's a person who I put when I was talking about the list. One of the main reasons that we got so heated, worked up about this subject is that on Facebook, someone posted something about I guess Tupac.
Yeah.
And Walk basically made the argument that, he listed, Tupac's accolades, whose great accomplishments. And he goes, if Walk isn't your number 2 GOAT of all time, you're ridiculous.
You say if Tupac.
Yeah, he said the Tupac. If Tupac is not your number 2, like let's say if he's not your number 1 or your number 2, it's your list is it's outrageous. And not to be really stating his argument or speaking for him. I can't speak for Walk. But that was the basis of the argument. And then my homeboy chimed in, shout out to Leroy Henry. He goes, look, Tupac's not even my top 10. And he was just going off ridiculous. He was like saying that's ridiculous. How could that possibly be the case? And he was arguing with him. And I was like, wow, Tupac ain't in my top 15. So, it was that type of situation where it's like, Tupac is the man. I respect his talent. I respect his music. I respect his acting. I mean, he was like the James Dean of my era. You know what I'm saying? He was that great possibility that we got robbed of, but we didn't get to see the rest of his story. I mean,
see, that's the thing right there. That's the edge that he got, is that he died.
Yeah,
that's when you do a whole bunch of stuff, then you die, and people just remember you at your peak.
Yeah,
that's why LL's not revered, because he's still alive.
Yeah,
he played. He old school. He an old dusty rapper. That's how they look at you. But if you just die at your peak, he was the greatest. I could imagine what LL would, if LL was alive today, he'd be here. And you have all these fantasies in your head, and that's why people put Tupac. I still respect Tupac did a lot, but they put it in their head because they just imagine, and he's just the greatest ever.
Hey, Floyd X, I've avoided making that argument. I wanted to make that argument because when they show like the list of sales and stuff like that, I'm like, those sales went way up after he died. I mean, it was sort of like an artificial inflation. I mean, it's a testament that those songs still circulate and still hit. So, I'm definitely not trying to take nothing away from him. Tupac is one of our all-time greats. You know what I'm saying? And I respect the crap out of his music and his craft and his legacy. But again, this was going to be my argument. If Walk was going to be on the show, if you're saying that Tupac should be my number 2, if I name a person and say, look, I got to either get rid of his discography or I got to get rid of Tupac's discography, who's am I getting rid of? And the fact of the matter is, I'm not getting rid of Chuck D's music over Tupac. I'm not doing it. Doug D is going to be above that list for that very same reason. The same was going to be for LL Cool J. So there's just gonna, and then there's the people that are the elites that I just thought were more skilled than him. When you're talking about KRS-One, or when you're talking about Big Daddy Kane, or Cool G Rap, or Rakim, what I'm saying? You're talking about Nas. I remember Suge, and I agreed with Suge at the time. When Tupac and Biggie died, they were like the top hottest guys, at the time. And Jay-Z just sort of kind of benefited. He sort of like occupied the space when those guys died and took over. But the reality is, Jay-Z's, when I started really getting into what Jay-Z had done from the beginning to the end and all this other stuff, I'm like, Jay-Z deserves, he's actually above those guys. I mean, as far as when I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt, I mean, that album is amazing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I think he's a little bit too cool for school, I like people who lay out like Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? And that's another example. I'm like, Ice Cube, I got Ice Cube above Pac. That's just where it is with me. You know what I'm saying?
So you say you think Jay-Z is too cool for school?
It works. It's a lane, but it's a limitation. I remember listening to Biggie and thinking like Biggie is kind of like real smooth and real whatever. But then, and I hadn't heard all of Biggie's songs, but then I heard Give Me the Loot. And I'm like, wow, that other dude's got a whole bunch of energy and stuff like that. It's like, nah, that's Biggie doing the other vocal. And I was like, so he can do it. So he can have the energy.
Now, see, with Biggie, for me, when I heard Party and Bullshit, I was like, wow, that shit was tight as fuck. And
I didn't hear it till that's what I'm saying. I didn't heard that song till later. And when I heard it, I was like, okay, I missed this.
Hell yeah,
that's one of my absolute favorites. But
I didn't even know they was the same person for a long time. I heard Party and Bullshit because it was off that of a soundtrack or some shit. And then I heard the album, I heard his album. And then when I went back, I was like, that's Biggie? Or that's Biggie Small, Notorious or whatever? I was like, damn, okay. And I'm gonna be honest with you. For me personally, Biggie was not on Tupac's level. I think the only reason that they put them up to each other is because Tupac made Biggie his rival, and that's what got eyes on Biggie. That's just my opinion.
Hey, sorry to jump in on this, El Poo. I think that was a ridiculous comment to make. I mean, if you're talking about as widely popular, if you're talking about consumption and sales and stuff like that, if you're talking about a person who can just do so many things from acting to rapping and stuff like that, to me, that you can make that argument all day. But when you're talking about just actually rhyming and his lyrics and delivery and all that other stuff, I mean, Biggie is like way above Tupac in my mind. So you
saying that he was the best that the East Coast had to offer?
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about Biggie is a way better rapper than Tupac was. Okay. I'm saying he was a better lyricist, he was a better pattern person, and he was authentic in a way that Tupac wasn't.
Let me jump on the comments real quick. We got our brother Jakeem Allah. That brother said Corrupt is better than Pac to me.
He's a better rapper. Yeah. He's a better lyricist. Absolutely.
Hey, that's that man's opinion. But Corrupt, freestyling, he would break up any crowd in freestyle. But one thing I say about Biggie, you say this about Biggie. The first song I heard from Biggie that I can recall was Unbelievable. And it was unbelievable. Oh,
say it again. What song you said, the first song?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I used to love that song. Yeah, you right.
I heard that. Then I heard Machine Gun Funk. Woo. Then when I first heard what's that song? Big Papa on the radio. Where he says, I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. I'm like, this dude gonna blow up. I knew he was gonna blow up just from that line right there. It's the same. I had the same feeling I had when I heard Snoop say, because it's 187 on the other.
That's another dude I put above. Another dude I put above Pac. I put Snoop above Pac.
Real quick, nice guy. Let's get to another comment. We got Brother Charles X. Shout out to Brother Charles X. GOAT argument in hip hop changes for me depending on categories. Best lyrically, best black power, most gangster, etc. Best overall is hard.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that. And it is because it depends on the time you're speaking on and what's the category. Yeah, it's a lot to it. It is a lot to it. What's up, Mr. Walk? How you doing, Walk?
Walk is walking. Let's hear what Walk got to say.
Yeah, you on mute right now. You on mute. What you got to say, Walk? You on mute.
My laptop, that battery died.
All right. So what we talking about the GOAT, brother? What's your take on it?
GOAT. I got Tupac at number 2. Tupac is number 2. One of the greatest ever to do it, man. The dude been dead for 25 years, and people are still getting into his music. I heard Cordero bumping Tupac. He was born 5 years after he died. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. One thing I can say about the greatest, LL could be in that category because he bridged the old school to the new school, basically, and he was still relevant in the 2000s. So he had 3 decades. I don't know what he's doing in the 2020s, but he probably did something in the 2010s. But I know he did something in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s for sure. He spent 3 decades making hits.
I was gonna say, I remember after he came with the what's that, 16 Shots to the Head, I think the name of that album.
15 Shots to the Dome.
Yeah, something to the dome. And
14
I was still
shots.
like, okay.
14 shots.
That to me, it was an okay album, but I think it was one of his worst. But it was okay, but it was one of the worst what he had previously. But for me, with LL Cool J, there was always this. I know he could come back and do it again. He just got to find that right lane, get with the right producer. So for the what he did in the past, it held for me. It held a long time. Like he gonna come back, and then he dropped the Phenomenal album and all these other albums that I couldn't get into. The Mr. Smiths, I couldn't get into none of it. And then I finally just gave up on him. But I never lost respect for him as a lyrical monster. With the shark.
He had a song called LL Cool J that used the same thing, the Screaming Jay Hawkins that Primo did for Biggie. And I think it was on the album after that you're talking about. That is a phenomenal song. So look it up.
LL Screaming Jay Hawkins. What'd you say? What's the name of it?
You know that I got a spell on you. You know that, yeah. So it's just like because my favorite Biggie song is "Kicking the Door," and that's what he's using. That you know that's what it is. So, but it's right up there with Party and Bullshit. Party and Bullshit is just like
that was a killer,
mind blowing, man. Wow. It's so disrespectful because you know what they were trying to say. Like all these niggas is all they cared about is party and bullshit. He's like, all we care about is party and bullshit. It's so disrespectful.
Hey. Shout out to the Last Poets for that party and bullshit.
So we say Tupac, we saying Biggie. Who else is Big Daddy Kane up in there?
Walk never finishes. Who's this number one? I mean, if you want to talk more about number 2 or you want to get to number 1.
No, well, my number 1 is LL Cool J. LL Cool J, he's the GOAT, greatest of all time.
Just like that. Man. Just like that.
You just summed it up, Floyd X.
Yes, sir. Where does Kendrick Lamar fit in all this at?
Ooh, good question.
He's the only rapper to win a Pulitzer. I can't even say it.
Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah. Yep.
Now this brother say, go ahead, El Pooh.
That wasn't me.
Over there.
Yeah. He say, what about I Got a Story to Tell? Who is that? I got a story.
That's Biggie.
I got a story to tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why you're talking about robbing the basketball player, I think.
Okay.
That's famous one too, because everybody's trying to figure out. Everybody's saying it was a Starks or it was somebody who was like a real player. So it was
Okay.
It was cool, but I'm gonna tell you like this: leave the storytelling to Ice Cube. Ice Cube is the best storyteller in hip hop history to me.
You think he's a better storyteller than Slick Rick?
Yes. He makes it come to life.
I disagree.
Well, hey.
You say the best storyteller?
Yes. Ice Cube puts everything into the way he does his raps is just like he does his movies. You can actually visualize it.
I can't agree with that with El Pooh. I'm trying to visualize it. He got some great stories.
He does.
Once upon a time in the projects, that was so real.
Hey, the song that y'all always clowning me about that was on the first was, I guess it was on the second album.
Summer Vacation.
Summer Vacation.
Great song.
But I'm telling you, Slick Rick is that master. Yeah. Now, okay. Now, Jakim, thank you, brother. You know, I'm tempted to send you the link, brother. We need to send him the link to come on the show.
I don't think the leader changed everything. I think Eric B. as president and all that changed everything. Melody, all that. When he first broke with that first album, that changed everything.
You know what? I disagree with you, El Poo, because he changed everything. He changed everything. You're right. He changed everything with Eric B. as president. But I'm thinking Follow the Leader changed it up again. That song was just like, I mean, it was on a whole nother level. I mean, go ahead.
Real quick, I put the link in the comments. Anybody is invited to come on and speak your piece about hip hop. You're welcome to join the show. Is it cool, El Poo? That's cool?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody, you're welcome to join the show and participate. Give your input. We look forward to you. Welcome to join the show. And just know this is a safe place. Your opinion is important, and we're not going to get bashed. You're not going to get bashed. Just go ahead and come represent. Anybody's invited. But Follow the Leader, man, Rakim was the shit, dude. Follow the Leader, he was like that hard.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. That hard ass, just straightforward. I'm going to give it to you like this. Follow the leader. And the production, man. Oh, God.
That's another dude I put over Tupac. So, you know.
You put Rakim over Tupac.
Yes, I put Rakim over Tupac. I'm talking about on my list. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can't talk about who sold the most. Whoever sold the most, sold the most. Eminem sold the most. Yeah. But as a rapper, I put Eminem over Tupac. Even though I'd rather listen to Tupac than Eminem.
Oh.
I would put Rakim over Tupac too, honestly. Tupac probably wouldn't make my top 5. In fact, he probably wouldn't make my top 10. I agree with you on that, Mr. Nice Guy. He probably wouldn't make my top 15. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just sorry.
Let me ask you this, El Poo. Let me ask you this. Give us a brief your criteria for Tupac to not make your top 5. Let us hear what is your criteria.
It might be the same reason why Biggie might not make my top, because they didn't have the catalog. I mean, even though Tupac made a whole lot of songs in a short amount of time, but he don't have the longevity as an LL. You know what I'm saying? He didn't live, of course, but even if he did live, I don't think he would still be as big as he is today if he lived, if he was still alive. I guarantee you that. I think he would have fell off.
Wow, you think he would have fell off? Hey, Walker,
he would have been like Big Daddy Kane and the rest of these great rappers.
I totally disagree, and I think El Poo should be removed from the Spin That Back show.
Oh, no. Hold on, man. We got to spin this way.
Hey, let me in on this other phone, bro.
Where you at? Where you at? You ain't in yet.
Yeah, once you get in, we'll get
I'm not backstage.
No, we don't see you. We don't see you.
And somebody just left a comment that Eminem is irritating.
Yeah.
Okay. He might be, but he's still good.
Yeah, again.
Honestly, I'm saying like this. I hate to say this. I might put him lyrically. In fact, I'm not Mike. Lyrically, Eminem is over Pac.
Yeah, it's literally no question about that. I wasn't talking about who I'd rather listen to. So Jakim, that's our brother. I'm still gonna see him in GoldenEye one of these days, and we're gonna find out what's what. But that's our brother. So shout out to Jakim. But I'm just talking about this dude's skill. He's that dude skill-wise. You can say what you want. What's that dude from Brand Nubian, the Lord Jamal?
Okay.
All his arguments that he made about Eminem, that exactly applies to me. I'm not really gonna play him. That's not for me. But I'm not confused about his skill set and his ability, not to mention his success on top of that. When a dude is just blowing it out the sales all time, whatever, I mean, you gotta respect that. On top of the fact that he's a dude that's got real skills.
Speaking on Brand Nubian, let me say this. I would put Grand Poobah over Tupac. Ooh.
I would too.
Now y'all going too far. Going too far now.
Grand Poobah. Hey, you heard Masters of Ceremony? So you gotta do some research. Grand Puba, before he was part of Brand Nubian, and Brand Nubian's got a great discography, but he was part of the group called Masters of the Ceremony with Don Barron and Grandmaster Maxwell. I forgot Grand whatever. I'm sorry, don't mean to whatever, but I'm just telling you, he's got a discography that's amazing. So shout out, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Grand Puba. Grand Puba was nice. What are you talking about?
The church said yes. The church says yes. Grand Puba. I used to like Grand Puba. I used to like all the Brand Nubian, but I lean more towards Lord Jamar as far as lyrical. But you saying that he was better than all of them?
He was
oh my God.
He was I'm about to piss you off. He was the least of those three dudes. I like Lord Jamar. He was the most knowledgeable. He had the most information. But rapping wise, Sadat X was in front of him. As far as rapping wise, Grand Puba was ahead of him. But that's a debate for another time.
Lord Jamar's had that song "Pumped Up to Get Beat Down."
It was not just him. It was a Brand Nubian song.
But it was mainly him. He said he produced it, and that was his.
Diamond D produced that song, brother.
Yeah, well, Diamond D produced the remix, which is dope. That's where they got the Rain of the Tech from.
Beat down.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I used to love that song. Punked up to get beat down. Nothing but a beat down.
Now, Punk Mother F was going to flex on the G.O.A.T, but like I said, the gods must be
Come
crazy.
on, man.
I use that as a chorus for a song too. So but shout out to Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but again, he was still the rapping wise.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brand Nubian.
Though. I was like, go ahead, Apple.
No, I'm just saying, shout out to Brand Nubian overall. Go ahead, Floyd. Do your thing.
The greatest of all time, man. I mean, I wonder. I mean, why y'all think Chuck D is never in like people's top 5?
He's in Ice Cube's top 5, and I think he deserves it. Again, I think that the nation it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. I think that's the greatest hip hop album of all time. And I think that Chuck, not only is I think he's lyrical, but he's got a voice that's amazing. And then he's got those patterns. He raps like he's a freestyler. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's not just doing that or whatever. So, I mean, he's the full package for me. So that's why I'm telling you, that's why he's higher on that list than Pac for me. I would not give up his discography for Tupac's.
Well, I agree with that. I agree
Pac's
with that.
doing some dope stuff, man. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not.
What's up, Walk? You good? You there?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you sound good.
So we talking about why you think Chuck D is not on people's top 5 list?
Why who?
Chuck D.
I'm thinking because he was political.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only reason. Like I was even listening to some PE a few weeks ago, and Chuck D is spitting. Chuck D spit some shit.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But I wouldn't put him in my top 10 either.
You wouldn't put Chuck D in your top 10?
Never.
I think most of the times I just forget about him because when somebody say top 10, I think hard attack, who was lyrical flows, and I think that's why, because like you say, he was political, so he don't fall under those categories that I first come to my mind. Like hard, the battle rap. Like I think Ludacris never makes it because Ludacris never had to he never. Who took me out?
Sorry about that. My bad, bro.
To the mute Walk, bro.
Yeah, I already muted him. I muted him.
That was my bad, bro.
Okay, but he don't have the battle ready. That's what it is. Battle ready. Ludacris, if he would have battled somebody and was able to show his lyrical skills, I think he would have been moved a notch up. But he never had he wasn't trying to test it because that's what moved Nas and Jay-Z up, going against each other.
Wow, this is an interesting comment by Charles X. He has Paris over Chuck D. No, I couldn't do that. But I'm, Paris spoke. So he spoke some things. He had. I mean, he just didn't have the discography to even really come into that type of discussion. We talk about Chuck D. I mean, Chuck D is a Hall of Famer. He's not just a regular guy who just did it and put his thing in there. I mean, that dude again. And when you talk about I talk about Scarface. Scarface is another dude that I put over Tupac.
Yeah.
Ooh, Walk done lost his mind. Go ahead, say what you got to say, Walk.
I mean, like you keep saying that, like somebody cared that you, like, oh, he's over Tupac too. Like,
I'm telling you,
No,
you said it was unreasonable.
Tupac at the bar.
You said it was unreasonable for him to not be your number two. So I'm giving you my argument why Tupac is not my number two.
So where's Tupac in your list?
Well, I'm just saying that he's down there by 15, but he's one of the all-time greats. I mean, his discography is great. His success is great. Again, to me, he's the whole picture. He's not just a rap artist. He was like a face of a generation. He was an actor. He was everything. He was he was all that stuff. He was a passionate dude. He was a loving dude. He cared about his people that he really cared about. There was some emotional things that I had some issues with him. He was, way over emotional about some things that I thought that he shouldn't be. And I definitely think he got Biggie killed. I mean, I think that Biggie died as a direct result of him pinning on the quad shooting on Biggie and stuff like that. So, that's a problem. And then there's the whole thing of authenticity. I think he was a real ass dude. But I think he was a civilian like me.
You're getting into the politics. He was a flawed man like all of us, right? I think you get more into the politics of it. But as far as the music goes and rapping, Tupac is up there. But I understand when people don't put him in his top 5. I do get it.
Hey, did you like Brenda Got a Baby?
I love that song.
Did you did you like Brenda Got a Baby, Walk?
But remember when Tupac died, it was Tupac clones. His influences still permeates today. Still today. Rappers wasn't getting tattoos like that back in 90, 92 and 91. Rappers wasn't tatted up like Tupac started that first. That trend, and it became a hip-hop trend. Yeah.
Jakim was going where I was going.
I want to hear Jay Walk on that though. Did you like Brenda Got a Baby, Walk?
Yeah. Brenda got a baby, and that was a true story.
Hey, El Pooh, did you like Brenda Got a Baby?
I didn't feel it. I didn't really feel too much Spock until he came out with that So Many Tears. That's when I really started feeling pop.
You didn't like Strictly for My Niggas?
I like that Holla If You Hear Me. I love that song.
Oh man.
When My Homies Call. That was
Homies Call. That's a dope song.
I Get Around. I like, a few songs.
I Get Around. Love that song.
A few songs I could pick out. But
Brenda Got a Baby.
Tears came, that's when I was like really on Pac. I was really on, but Brenda's Got a Baby, I wasn't feeling that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, nice guy. Speak on it.
I thought it was garbage. I think it sounds like a demo. It sounds like, someone who's trying to get on. It just everything about that song sounded so basic and terrible that, I mean, it left a very bad taste in my mouth. But when you talk about I Get Around is about as good a song as popular songs get. You talk about Dear Mama, you're talking about So Many Tears. I mean, these are amazing songs. And then when you talk about the stuff like the stuff that he did on the last album, what was that song? Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Illuminati.
Yeah, because when he did Hail Mary, to me, that's where he was evolving as an artist, where he was doing those patterns and those drags and all this other stuff. To me, Hail Mary is some of his greatest personal sort of like rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he clearly had it in him. You know what I'm saying? And he was a hard worker. There's a dude that did all of this stuff. Again, I don't say what I'm saying to knock him. I'm just saying that, look, he's dope. But I just got a lot of people in front of him on my list. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to bash Tupac. And when I talk about him being a civilian, again, how am I disrespecting him if I'm saying I'm a civilian too? We grew up around these people, but there's a difference between growing up around these people and being a part of it. And that got him killed.
But I think, I go back to that what makes him or sets him apart is that he was dead. Like when the brother says that Corrupt is better than Tupac. Lyrically, I agree. But the problem is that Corrupt is still alive.
Okay, let me ask this. Why does the East Coast put so much relevance on Biggie, though? Like, he's the greatest of all time. And he only had 2 albums.
You say the East Coast, there are people that like Chuck D always says this. He goes, look, you can't say that Biggie is the greatest. The dude only had like 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? He just, when you talk about a person who's been doing it as long as LL's doing it, it's a disrespect to say that Biggie's the greatest. But again, a lot of people, just like how you talked about NWA is the group that really sort of like exposed you. So they were sort of like your entrance into it at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that a lot of people may have sort of like really jumped in the game when Biggie was doing his thing. So that's kind of like why they think like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the older people are probably not going to make that type of a category. But when you talk about Pac, go ahead.
When you got so many other New York rappers that are way like in my mind, like if you just say Jadakiss, let's say even like I know a lot of people don't like Cameron the way he rap, but his style to me is unique. I like his style of rap, the way he just talking.
I would not put him over Pac.
I love that, but I'm saying it's so many New York rappers, so many of them, and why is Biggie at the forefront of it? And again, the only reason is because Pac put him there by making him his number one.
No, but I think you're missing what he's doing, because I mean he's actually doing dope patterns. He's actually doing dope swag. He's actually doing calm energy. It's like when EPMD first came out, they were like really like laid back, but there was not a whole bunch of energy. Whereas Rakim, he was laid back, but he was still giving you a bunch of energy, just in a laid back, smooth style. And I'm just saying that Biggie's that same type of thing. Biggie's just a doper rapper than Tupac is.
All right, I'm back now.
So that's why a lot of those cats feel that way. But
y'all hear me?
I mean, to me, I put 50 Cent above
I
Tupac.
hear y'all.
You put 50 Cent above Tupac? Wait, do you put him above Biggie?
You know why? No, I don't put him above Biggie.
Okay, so you put Biggie above Pac.
Oh, I definitely put Biggie. I mean, it's not even close. Biggie's like probably about 10 spots ahead of Tupac on my list, easily.
Mr. Walk, you going, your background is way loud again. But I'm gonna say this: who should get more shine on the East Coast? Rest in peace, Big L. He was better than all of them.
Oh, yeah.
He was lyrically better. Yeah. Definitely lyrically better.
Damn. Do Mace get any props? Go ahead.
That was the flip side of that argument when you talked about somebody that died. That a lot of people are still, holding on to. He's basically frozen in time. He's always gonna have just that.
Yeah.
But Big L was that dude. He was.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Big L had style. He had flows. He had substance. And he dead too. He just don't get to shine. So I mean,
yeah, like MC Hood. MC Hood had that one great dope verse at the beginning of Scenario, and he's been frozen in time. There was a time you put him in the underground clubs. That Scenario. That was that. You remember Scenario remix?
Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, it was Leader of the New School and Tribe. But at the beginning of the Scenario remix. Busta Rhymes talks about we got some number of brothers, some in the physical, one in the spiritual, and some, and his name is Hood. He's like, that whole bar, he killed it. And it's just, he's got that, you check, let's go Google after the show, Scenario remix, MC Hood, first rhyme. I'm just telling you, when he killed it. And then how he worked in the Muhammad Ali, I'm a bad man. It's just like, it's dope. It's dope.
Okay.
He is not.
Where do y'all put Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes. That's what I'm saying. That's the guy that I really wanted to say. In my mind, he's like way above Tupac. Way above Tupac.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have to. I know that last album I did like his last like 2 albums, Busta Rhymes. But to put him above Pac, I think maybe I'm in that same mind state.
As a rapper,
I'm thinking like in that same mind state, like
just think of her. Hey, that song that he made with Chris
Wait.
Brown.
Not everything is like what are we judging? What battle MCs? Busta Rhymes is like a battle rapper, like
See,
on the level of a Jay-Z. Like you know what I'm saying? Are we saying that what are we? What's the criteria for being the best rapper? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting body of work in their presence and their influence. Busta Rhymes changed the game, but I feel Tupac has done more in depth than Busta Rhymes did in his career.
damn.
Changed up the whole
Damn.
But see,
way
that's the thing
of
about it.
life,
Damn.
That's one of the arguments we were making, that the
Damn.
depth is sort of like creates an artificial sort of like amplification. But I agree with you. I agree with you. Tupac is a bigger star in the world than Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
But you know, Busta Rhymes he's talking about battle rap. Busta Rhymes was the master of actual pop songs. When you're talking about, yeah, what's that song? So where you put your hands where your eyes can see, or something like that, and stuff like that. He had a whole stretch of pop songs that were just like blowing up, and he was still that great technical master rapper. So you're talking about a guy who literally could do everything. He could do the chops. He could do the emotion. He's not too cool for school. He could lay out. He could woo-ha. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this dude did everything. So that's why, to me, Busta Rhymes is that guy. He literally could do everything. That's a whole other thing about it.
I'm gonna go off to say this. I would put Redman over Pac. Oh,
I would too. I
wouldn't. Not Redman. I like Redman.
As a rapper. That's again, we're not talking about his legacy. I don't think no one's really touching his legacy. But you know, I just want to clarify. We talk about as a rapper. You know,
but some rappers are better at rapping. And then, like, wait a minute, like Redman, here we go again. That's another battle rapper. Method Man, that's a battle type rapper. Raekwon the Chef.
So you think Redman is a better rapper than Tupac? Walk?
I'm saying he's a battle rapper. I don't listen to Redman songs no more. I mean, but I like his songs, but I don't feel he did better music than Pop. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not putting it on like who's a better rapper, like spitting bars. That's not what I'm judging it on. I'm not judging it on that at all. If that's the case, then Jay-Z's the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes. You know?
I'll say it like this. I'll listen to Redman's first album over Tupac's first album. First two albums.
Name one song.
What, Redman?
Yeah, first name one song. Yeah.
Time for some action. Rated R.
Time for some action.
Let me talk about a forgotten king, Lil Wayne.
Oh, Weezy.
Come on, man. Lil Wayne still has it today.
Yeah.
You listen to his new song, he still got skills today. Mm-hmm. He's better. Lil Wayne, nigga. People don't. I think the reason he's not put up there because he's not tall.
Damn.
Size matters. Because he ain't a tall dude and walking around with his chest out, people they just put him aside like a little roach. But he's one of the
I think he's widely in that conversation. I mean, there's a whole generation that sees him and Drake as the forefathers of a movement. So I don't know if I think that I agree with that. But that's interesting. I don't know if I put Wayne over Pop.
Why not? If you're saying he's way better than Redman.
I don't know if I think he is. I don't know if I think he is. Way better than
Redman. You ever listen? Do you listen to Lil Wayne albums?
You say
I don't listen to the albums. I've listened to a lot of the songs.
Hold on. Let me ask a question. You said Lil Wayne is better than Redman.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely, bro.
Weezy be spitting. That new album with 2 Chainz.
Come
Weezy
on,
killing it.
Come on.
And
I've heard him do clever stuff, but I mean, I've also heard him do like kind of like dumb stuff, like it's almost lyrically corny. You know what I'm saying? That so, I don't see that. I mean, I respect him as an artist. When you're talking about as like a GOAT of making music, I think you can make that argument because I mean, I do like his music. But I don't really.
Where would you put him at in your top 10? Is he in your top 10?
He's not in my top 10. He's not in my top 10, my personal top 10. I'm not saying he's in the top 10. That's a different discussion. I don't got any Wayne songs in my car. Like none.
Nice guy. Give me 5 criteria that you use as the greatest of all time.
Okay, so when I think of the greatest of all time, okay, first of all, I'm going to think about your ability, your lyrical construction. So what a lot of people would call your lyrics. Then I would consider, and that's just like your wittiness. You can, punchlines are great, but punchlines and wit are two different things. So that's great to have punchlines, but wit is different. So there's your lyric construction, your punchlines, your patterns. I actually like patterns the most. You know what I'm saying? Just because, that's why I love Cool G. Cool G is kind of my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But, got those patterns. But then it's an issue of your actual voice, the way that you sound doing what you do. And then you talk about your cadence, how you fall over the beat. There's some people that really don't have like a lot of rhythm. Like one thing about Houdini, like in their later days, like I always felt like Jalil he wrote all the lyrics, right? What was the rapper? Jalil is the one that did all the writing. And Ecstasy, was just like a rapper. It's kind of like with Run DMC, where DMC did the writing, but Run, he shared the rapping, whatever. And it got to a point where Jalil was having rhythm problems, falling on the beat. Whereas Ecstasy has got really good inflection and he falls on the beat real tight. And that's what I'm saying. So there's just so many aspects of it. When you talk about a brother like Ice Cube, one thing I talk about like Ice Cube, like when you talk about what's that dude named Twalib? He's a lyricist. He's a great lyricist, but I don't consider him a great rapper. As far as a deliverer, I think he's a great rapper overall. But the thing about it is, he's a guy that loads up with a bunch of syllables, and syllables will carry you through. So that's why I think that's his get over. But when you talk about a person like Ice Cube will say 3 things in a whole bunch of space, and he will drop them in magical places. He will enunciate them in magical places. This dude can rhyme in space. And that's why I respect him as a rapper way better than necessarily somebody like Talib Kweli, who's probably a greater lyricist than Ice Cube. But Ice Cube is a greater full package type of situation. So it's all of that stuff. So you're talking about your presentation. And Wayne, I think he's got presentation down. Lil Wayne, he's got that. He's got a dope ass voice. He's got dope presentation, but there's just those other things that he doesn't quite meet up to that. And then
you're not tall enough.
I don't care about that. And then it's your content. If that's something that doesn't like appeal to me, it's just like Eminem. To me, you can say Eminem checks a lot of those boxes, but his content does not appeal to me. I don't want to hear about white boys doing a whole bunch of drugs and all this stupid stuff or whatever. That just don't resonate with me. So that's why when you talk about my personal top, it's gonna people that resonate with me as well. So
let me say this much about Lil Wayne. He actually evolved into a good rapper to me, because when he first started off with the Hot Boys, that stuff was trash to me. That's just my opinion.
So let's go.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people were saying he had a ghostwriter, like around the time of 2004 when he had that hand. Mm-hmm. They were saying he had a ghostwriter, but I don't believe it. He just got better. I think he just got better. Yep.
He went in the trenches. He was up in New York rapping with everybody. He was in the trenches. Yeah, he was here.
Jules Santana, remember that album? I can't feel my face.
Oh my God!
Hey, Walk, I want to shout you out, brother, because you just brought up a great point. Getting better. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't just stay doing what they do; they actually evolve and get better. KRS-One is an example to me of a person that got better with time. I thought he was kind of a basic rapper in the beginning, and then he just even improved. And a lot of times he evolved with what everybody else was doing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't sound dated. So, that's a dude that, that just got better. He didn't stay put.
Man.
Right. And he didn't just have one little style. One thing about KRS is he has his own style. If he don't have his own style, he'll go create his own style. That's one thing I can say about him. But Lil Wayne, one thing, and the thing I like about Lil Wayne, which y'all just made a point about, he got around great people to become great. So that's what that is. But either way, y'all, I think this is about it for it. We over time now. So let's go ahead and wrap it on up. Everybody got some more. Hey, what's the consensus? Who's the greatest rapper of all time?
Lil Wayne.
Walk.
LL Cool J, hard as hell.
Mr. Nice Guy.
You know what, LL? I'm gonna say LL because he converted me. The song "Dangerous" is why I am what I am.
Dangerous.
So,
Yeah, we know you dangerous. Yeah, I guess I guess we gotta give it up to LL because, like I say, he came from the old school, the middle school, new school. He probably still out rap a lot of new artists today. So that's it for the Spin That Back show this week. And so once again, y'all for tuning in with us. Have a good King holiday and a King